stepping up to the plate, stepping up to the plate. Welcome back to Prophetic Diary. My name is Tiny. If you're not already subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and click on that subscribe button. We would love to have you here. For all of my returning subscribers, you already know what time it is. It's Friday. We celebrating, we enjoying our life, the blessings that the Lord has given us, and preparing for our weekend. Hope to see some of you in the winner circle tomorrow. Everything you need to know about Key Witnesses or Prophetic Diary is down in the description box. How to sign up for that one-on-one encouragement call, how to enter to win into our Thanksgiving giveaway that we're having, and everything else that go on here at Prophetic Diary. The Lord gave me Proverbs 16, and it says, a person can plan out every aspect of their life, yet God is the one who ultimately decides what will happen. We see a lot right now in these times where God is blessing people, or God is telling people to do certain things, or just releasing onto them the ideas that they've been waiting for, the spouses, the relationship. But we see so many people that are still complacent in their way of thinking that they can do things their own way, or that their way of thinking is the right way of thinking, because they're not intimate with God. They're not prostrate with God. They're not seeking Him in the right way. They're spending time around God, but they don't have intimacy. Mary and Martha, okay, one is having intimacy with God, and the other one is just cleaning up around Jesus, okay? So don't get it twisted just because you pray and you say you know God, but do you have intimacy with God? And we see so many of these spouses, right? So many of these men, they're like, okay, well, I love God and I'm doing my thing, but God has called you home to that woman. God has called you to marriage. God says you're not to be single anymore. But we see people that is complacent, and God says a person can plan out every aspect of their life. Yet you can try to run off with the Lord's blessings. You can try to run off with your father's inheritance. You can run off with the oil like the virgins, honey. But if you're not listening and having intimacy with God, you are not going to know that you need to take extra oil with you. If you're not connected, if you're not hearing the words, if you're just running off in your own world, you're not listening to the unctionings and the warnings that the Lord has given us, whether it's through a prophet, whether it's through these words here. If you're all in your head and doing things the way you want it anyway, we have to be surrendered and prostrate to God in all of our ways, because a person can plan out every aspect of your life. You can say, as we know, we can say, oh, when I'm 25, I'm gonna get married. When I'm 30, I'll buy a house. You can plan out your life to the T, but it says, but God is the one who ultimately decides. So for all these spouses and all these people who think that they're going to do life their way, I'll get married when I feel like it. No, we're on God's timing. Oh, I'll get to that. No, you better step up to the plate. And God has said you're going to see the real ones in this season step up to the plate and say, not my will, but God's will. You're going to see in this season the real from the fake, the weak from the strong in your life, because the real ones are going to step up to the plate and outshine the fake ones. Because when the real ones start to stand up, you really start to see who has true intimacy with God, who is really about their Father's business. It's going to overshadow the ones who don't. And people are going to try to run and hide. But God says, especially for the kingdom marriage, but you're going to start to see them step up to the plate, because they're going to realize that, life just ain't good without this person, or without God, or without the plan of God. You're going to start to see people step up to the plate. Glory be to God. Is this not a good word? He said they're going to have to step up to the plate, because they want to plan out their own life and they want to do things the way they want to do things. But the Bible said, God is the one who ultimately decides what will happen. God decides what will happen. So you could try to be a psychic or predict tomorrow. You could try to figure out what's going to happen with this person's life, what's going to happen with that person's life. You don't know what's going to happen with nobody's life. Just because you don't love somebody don't mean that God don't love them. Just because you don't want to marry somebody doesn't mean that God won't have them get married. Okay, you don't know the ways of God. Don't even try to figure God out. But God says what? That people are stepping up to the plate. The real ones are stepping up to the plate. The husbands are stepping up to the plate. The prodigals are returning, as we see here in Prophetic Diary. People are stepping up to the plate. What someone else won't do, there's another more than willing to do it. Because in the end, God ultimately decides what happened. And I pray to God that this word has blessed you in any way. If it has, hashtag, let the real one stand up. Hashtag, stepping up to the plate. All right. I love you guys. Enter to win that Thanksgiving giveaway. We have it. Sign up for the one-on-one encouragement call, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow in the winner circle. So I love you guys. Bye-bye.